So there are 3 key steps to improving your relationship with money. And that's really the first thing that we need to understand. What is our relationship with money? The first one, really understanding your money wounds.
A money wound? What does that mean?
It becomes a money wound, which is a part of your money story.
Okay, money story.
When you can write down and journal, here are some of the things that happened to me when I was younger around money that caused me to feel a little anxious, a little avoidant, that make me feel stressed about money, and just write down the stories that you remember. For me, I remember stealing money. I remember stealing candy bars at stores. I remember the shame that I felt by getting caught when I was younger stealing money. And just like, man, that was a wound. That was a trauma in my life.
Yeah.
I remember also, this is a really sad story. I didn't really have many friends growing up. Being dyslexic, similar to yourself, you probably had a lot of friends, probably missed popularity. But I was dyslexic and always in the special needs classes in school. And I remember when anytime kids would hang out with me or talk to me, I was like just holding on to it. I was like, oh, please hang out with me. And there was these 2 kids that wanted to start a club, an after-school club, like in their basement, right? And they said, in order to join the club, you either need to answer a couple of questions or you need to pay money. And I was like, well, I don't have any money, so what are the questions? And I didn't know the answer to the questions. And I felt like the dumbest kid in the world. And so I went home and I talked to my mom and I said, Mom, I need $5 to join this club. And she was like, I don't have the money. And I go, I really need this. And she could see the desperation in my heart. And so we turn over the couch cushions and she's looking for quarters. She's going into her room, her drawers, and she gets together $5 and change, puts it in a shoebox, and I walk to the house where the kids are. I hand them the shoebox with $5 in it. And I hang out with them for like an hour. They're talking with themselves in the basement. And it's just me by myself. And I just feel like I'm the dumbest person in the world. I can't answer their questions. I barely had the money to just be their friends. And even when I did, I'm not their friend. It's a fake friend. And I never went back to that because I was just like, man, this doesn't feel good. So this is a money wound. These are just stories that I had, these memories that still lived with me today. And I had to learn how to create a new story.
Well, what you write about this on page 63 of the book, and you talk about how the first question was name someone who walked on the moon. Second one was name the first 3 presidents of the United States. And, you know,
I still don't know the answers. You know, it's like, I still don't know the answers to these things.
You know what? We still love you, Lewis.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of us don't either. And you're right. Not only was I not smart enough to join the club, but I had to pay to have friends. I later came to realize that the deeper message I took away from this experience wasn't just that I didn't have much money, but that I didn't have much value.
Yes.
So I can see how the story, and you write down, so the first kind of struggle that people have is
really getting clear on what your money memories are through your money wounds. So just writing a list of like stories, memories around money wounds. What are the things where money was tied to? Maybe something your parents said and they struggled and they had arguments or they fought. Maybe you had to move schools because you couldn't afford something anymore. Maybe you had to move out of the house, whatever it might be. Maybe you had to live with your aunts and uncles for a season of time because your parents didn't have money. Maybe kids made fun of you because you were wearing something that wasn't cool.